After making this video, I decided it might be a good idea to show you how you could convert our system that we created with our delay timer into something where you could retrigger it if something happened. So instead of it just being a fire and forget, maybe we want to reset the explosion time cycle. So to do that, this may be labeled something else. I think I called it audio helper in the previous example. Here I'm calling it timer. It's the same script, but I have added one new section at the top, and I'm going to talk through it real quick. It's another static function, and it's returning a coroutine just like we're doing down here. The only big difference is we're passing in a coroutine as a parameter. If we pass it in, then we can check it and reset it. So the first thing we'll do is we'll say, if the coroutine we're passing in is not empty, then something's running on it already. Then we just want to make sure we stop it. And at that point, we can start a new one, and we are assigning it into this coroutine and then returning it back. Now, what this allows us to do is keep track of our coroutine inside of a variable. So for example, if we had coroutine up at the top, call this delayed explosion. And then we take this, if we were to assign this to our timer delay action retriggerable, which is this one over here, this new function that we created. I'm just going to copy paste this name. It's just like our other one, except for two things. We need to pass in the delayed explosion so that we can do the check. And then we want to assign our instance that we're keeping track of over here. So this will check to see if it's not empty. So if there is another timer already running, it will stop it and then restart it right here. And then we're going to assign that and then pass it back. And then over here, if we just create our coroutine instance to hold on to it, then we can assign it. And every time we call this, it will get stored in here, and then we can check to see if it's already running or not. And if it is, we'll reset it. And so let's say, for example, if we start our delay action retriggerable here. So on spacebar press, let's just do the same thing right here. What should happen is it will start the explosion, but then we can continue to reset it with every spacebar press because we're restarting it and then assigning it back into this coroutine that is the instance that is holding on to it. Functionally, after this explosion starts, I should be able to start mashing down on the spacebar, and it will keep restarting the timer so it won't actually explode until I wait for 1.5 seconds. Hopefully that makes sense, but let's give it a shot. And this might look a little bit different. Start pressing spacebar, and you'll see how it's not really exploding if you keep resetting that trigger, but as soon as I press it and stop, it finishes the explosion. So this is one way you could implement another helper function that just handles a little bit of logic for you, this checking right here to make sure you're actually trying to stop something and reset it properly. But all you really need to do to add this is just create your own instance of a coroutine and then assign it into the retriggerable and make sure you just pass it in. So this one line of code will allow you to start and stop an already running coroutine, which is really, really useful for timers and things that need to reset in addition to counting up over time.